a lot of tutorials assume you have some sort of coding knowledge or that you know what a text editor is. There's a lot of assumptions in these tutorials, and they'll skip what seems like a little small step to them, but that completely throws you off, and it's not okay. So I'm fixing it. I have wine, I have a teacup, and we are going to, step by step, together, make a visual novel. It will be okay. If you don't know how to code, I'm just now realizing that that is a large teacup and that is a large amount of wine. That's a whole, okay. If you don't know how to code, great, don't worry about it. Neither did I. If you feel very intimidated, great, don't worry about it. So did I. We are going step by step from the very beginning. So downloading RenPy step by step, and we will make a visual novel together. And what's great is the first few videos are going to be free on YouTube. So if you're watching this, it's probably on YouTube. Hi YouTube, hi Toads. I'm Alana. I'm the founder and lead dev at Toadhouse Games and Team Toadhouse. Toadhouse Games is a visual novel indie game studio. We make Call Me Cera, Good Lookin' Home Cookin', Roll for Confidence, and we try to make games that are written with care, that feature mental wellness and mental health as a theme, but not in a way that triggers those with mental illness, like me. So, get yourself something cozy to drink, tea, coffee, what have you. I won't judge. Get comfortable, and let's do this. So, first things first, you're going to go to renpy.org. What is RenPy? It's a visual novel engine. It's used by thousands of creators around the world to create visual novels, interactive fiction. The Pi in RenPy stands for Python, so it does run on Python code, but do you need to know how to code? No. You're just going to click that download button right up there, and then click that green button right there too. You don't have to worry about coding or anything. RenPy is a very powerful piece of software, and within it, it gives you everything you need to make visual novels. It even gives you the text editors, everything. So don't worry about it. Just click on that green button, and then depending on if you're on Windows, Mac, Linux, etc., wherever your downloads go, you're going to run that .exe file. You can also scroll through this page and see the different downloads that they have available. They also have Android and iOS support. You can see the full list of changes for each patch or each new version. All of this you can look at later when you kind of understand what's going on better. For now, we're going to go very simple. You're just going to click on your download. Once you have that file downloaded, you're going to go wherever your computer stores downloads. My computer's a Windows, so it's in the downloads folder, and you're going to double click on it or however you need to and extract those files. You're going to put them, this is all personal, wherever you want. You can put it in the documents folder, you can put it on your desktop, you can put it in a special folder. Totally up to you how you organize your computer. But wherever you choose, you're going to extract those files. And you're going to wait. Now is a really great time to have a sip of that delicious beverage you got from before. Because, you know, sometimes it takes a while. So once you've extracted it, you can go to where you've directed it and you'll find it there. So this folder contains absolutely everything you need for making a visual novel. So in that folder, you'll find the actual application, the .exe, RenPy, the one with the anime icon. You're going to double click on that and open it, and it will pop up the launcher, and this is RenPy. It looks like this. It comes with tutorial and the question as the two projects as you downloaded it. And if you see, when I click back and forth between these two projects, the active project up here changes, which means all the files on the right-hand side have to do with that project. So right now, all these files are for the tutorial. And when I click on the question, see the questions up here, active project, and all these files are for the question. So these are your open directory files. These are all your folders. And then edit file on the right-hand side, that's your coding files, if you will. So click on script, and I highly recommend selecting Atom. Atom is a text editor. In fact, all of these are text editors. This is where you'll code and write your dialogue. You can write your dialogue in Word or Google Doc or Notepad or something else and copy and paste it, but you can also just type it in Atom. So you're going to click on Atom and it's going to download it within it. You don't have to go to the Atom website to do this. RenPy will do it for you. You can click another text editor if you like. I personally prefer Atom, totally up to you. But you get there by clicking Script on the right-hand side of that main launcher. So once the update has been installed, we're going to proceed. And that means we have a text editor on our computer, and this is what Atom looks like. If you want to register it as your default, go ahead. I did because I love it so much. And this is what a game looks like in RenPy. You can select what you like for this, but this is what it looks like. That label start right there is where your game starts. So you really don't need that much code. You don't worry too much about this right now. I'm just scrolling through so you can kind of see it. But later on, we'll get into this and it will make a lot more sense. But this is what it looks like. This is the text editor. This is where your game goes, everything. So, quick tour. You have your preferences. If you don't want to click Script and you want to click to your text editor, you can do it from here. Your projects directory, this is where your games will be stored. So I highly recommend clicking on here and choosing a projects directory. I typically put it in a special folder so I know where to find it. Again, you can organize your computer how you like, totally up to you, but I have a special folder for mine. So now it's there, and you can always see where your projects are stored right there, and you can change it anytime. Now the text editor, as I said, you can change from here, or you can click Script, up to you. There's a bunch of other actions, libraries to install. Eventually, if you want to sell your game on Steam, you can install the Steam support. These are all for later. This is just a quick tour. Don't worry too much about it. We're just going to go through here so you can see some cool things. Just drink your drink. Don't worry about it. You can do dark theme. You can change the language. There's a bunch of different preferences. Feel free to mess around with them. Enjoy. So, as you can see, now my games are here. There's also documentation here. The documentation can be kind of confusing if you don't know how to code, but this is how you get to it. Documentation is kind of like a cookbook. It tells you basic code, and if you're not sure of how to do something, this is a great place to start. There's also the Lemisoft forums. There's the subreddit, the RenPy subreddit. There's plenty of places to go. You can ask me, but for now, just know that it exists. So let's go into some code so you can kind of see how a game's actually done. So this is Good Lookin' Home Cookin'. It's one of our vignettes of Call Me Cera. And we're going to click on the game folder. So the game folder has all the folders of everything else in it. The game folder is the main folder. So you can see all of the game files in here, the audio, the music, blah, blah, blah. It's all here. Not that you need to, RenPy does this all for you. I'm just giving you a tour. Sit back, drink your drink, don't worry about it. See the images folder here? So you can go to game and go to the images folder, or you can click the shortcut and just click images. And as you can see, this is the same folder. It's got all the same images for this game because this is the active project. So there's many ways to get to the same place. Now the edit files, if we click on script, you'll see the actual code for Good Lookin' Home Cookin'. If we scroll down, you'll see some of the dialogue. I have it coded so it's just by letter and not name, but you can see hi Jessica, hide a mirror with dissolve. There's transitions, there's play music, play sound, there's the scenes, the backgrounds. All of that's done within the text editor. If you click on options, there's plenty of ways to customize your game and the look of your game. From the about page to whether or not you have a sound test. This is a great place to play around when you're feeling a bit more comfortable with code. Screens is also a great place to play around when you're feeling a bit more comfortable with code. This affects the overall look of your game. Remember, this is only a tour. You're not expected to pop into these. I just find that often people don't click on things because it's scary. So let's open project. And here you'll find all of your game files. So here's the game folder, all the files underneath. When you click in, you'll find everything from your script to your options, screens, images, all of it's within here. So that's a way to open up your game within the text editor. Again, this is just a tour. It's just a way for you to know what everything does, so it's not so scary, because sometimes we're afraid of clicking on things that we're afraid will break it. You won't break it. It will be okay. So if you go into your script editor once again, this, like I said, is all you need in order to create a visual novel. Everything is in here. Your dialogue, your images, all of it. So this really is the only one you need to worry about. The last place I want to show you on this tour is build distributions. And this is where you go on the exciting day where your game is finished and you want to build a game for you to send to your friends or to upload on Itch or Steam or GameJolt, wherever. This is where you build a version of your game that's playable for others. As you can see, there's different options, whether it's PC, Linux, Mac, or a combo. You'd click build, but for now, let's return. And that's the tour. That's RenPy. So let's start learning, shall we? Congrats! You with me so far? So that's the tour of RenPy done. I have completely finished this, so I'm going to top this up. And now, to finish out this video, we're going to do two things. Oof, oh, that's the whole bottle gone. Anyway, we're going to do a quick exercise, and I'm going to show you something that I created to help you create your visual novels. Easy peasy, you got this. You still with me? Good. So here's the little activity we're going to do together. We're going to click on the question. We're going to make sure the question is in the active project up here, and we're going to launch project. And what launch project means is basically play the game. And that will pop up the actual game for us. Let me drag it over so you can see it. Ta-da! So this is the game. See, start, load, preferences. Just like if you were to launch project, for example, for a Good Looking Home Cookin', it would launch our game. See? Ta-da! So we're going to launch the game, the question, and we're going to launch the script for the question. So here's the script, the code for the game, the question. So you're going to launch the game for the question, and you're going to also click on script to launch the code. So you have both the code atom with the code up on your screen, as well as the question. And you can tab back and forth, or if you have a dual monitor, you can put them on either monitor. You can split screen it like I have. Totally up to you. But what you're going to do is you're going to play the game, the question, while looking through the script. So we're going to click start, and we're going to play the game. It's playing music. You'll hear it when you play it. So we play it. It's only when I hear the sounds of shuffling feet and supplies. Look at this. It's only when I hear the sounds of shuffling feet and supplies. There's the dialogue. And notice how there's nothing here. It's just blank. And that's why there's no narrator there. Now see how it says play music. It is playing the music. You just can't hear it in the stream. And scene lecture hall. So that's this background. BG lecture hall. Background lecture hall with fade. And if you notice, it did fade from black. Let's click. Professor Eileen's lectures are usually interesting. Professor Eileen's used blah, blah, blah. I've had a lot of other thoughts. Look at that. We're reading code, y'all. We're reading code. It's a question that I've been meaning to ask a certain someone. It's been a question that I've been meaning to ask a certain someone. Now, scene, BG uni with fade. So we're going to see a fade to black and then a fade out of black of another background. So this lecture hall is going to change. Ready? Boom, look at that. It's the university with fade. When we come out of the university, I spot her right away. So now you can see that's how you do it. Now, this is for later, but just notice how it says BG lecture hall, BG uni. It's because these are background images and scene. Scene BG is kind of like how you get the backgrounds to change. Just keep that in the background. I've known Sylvie since we were kids, but recently I felt something. There she is. Show Sylvie with dissolve. She popped up. Recently I felt I want something more than just talking. And look, menu. So this means a choice is coming up. So see this? As soon as she catches my eye, I decide to ask her right away, to ask her later. So look at this menu. It's menu, colon, that's important. And then it's indented in. Indentation is very important with Python. So when you're looking over this, also be aware of colons, be aware of indentations, be aware of the punctuation. But see how this is on its own? As soon as she catches my eye, I decide, and that's what's down here. And then to ask her right away, colon, jump. To ask her later, colon, jump. So what these are doing is jumping to different labels. So see this label, right away? So if I say ask her right away, jump right away, ask her right away, it will be, hi there, how's class? But if I say to ask her later, jump later, if I scroll down, wherever the jump later is, there we are, label later. I can't get up the nerve to ask right now. All right, so let's try that, to ask her later. So we jump to label later. Ask her later. I can't get up the nerve. So the scene's gonna go to black. See that? But I'm an indecisive person. I couldn't ask her that day. Bad ending, look right there. And then return means we return to the main menu. You always need to return at the end of your code. So play through the question a bunch of times, and while you play through the question, look through the code. It's a very simple game. You can even see how they define the character. So S is Sophia. So see down here when it's S and M, that S is telling the code to look up here to see what S means. This is somewhat sophisticated, so if you don't get it right now, don't worry about it. Just notice the punctuation, notice the indentation, and just read along with it side by side. And eventually, you'll start to learn, you'll start to click. And then, if you're feeling very brave, start to edit it. So, I hear nothing but sounds of shuffling feet. Just a small edit, right? Let's save that. So we saved it. Now we're going to reload this. Here, we'll reload it by going from here and then launching the project again. So I saved it by clicking Control S in here, or you can go to File, Save, right here. See, Control S is a shortcut. And then I relaunched the game. You can also click Shift R while you're in the game and it kind of reloads it for you, but don't worry about that for now. You can always just X out and reload the game. So start. I hear nothing but sounds of shuffling. Look, our edit's in there. Huzzah. We are coders. We are programmers. We did it, y'all. Mess around with this game. You can do it. I promise. The final thing I want to show you is Scrivener. Now you can use Atom and just type it directly into Atom. You can use Word or any of the Word alternatives, or even Notepad, Google Docs, type out your dialogue and copy and paste it into Atom. You can do whatever you like. This is optional. However, I like Scrivener. So you can either buy now or download the free trial from literatureandlatte.com, or just Google Scrivener. It's a great piece of software, and I personally have made a visual novel template for it. You can find it at, I think it's tyboai.itch.io. I'll leave the link down below. But it kind of gets you set up in a quick and easy, friendly way to create a visual novel. So not just write a story, but a visual novel. So it tells you about basic writing tips like the hook and inciting event. In the narrative thing, it also tells you templates for, it gives you templates for character profiles. If I could click into it, there we go. So it gives you templates so you can create your characters. I really put a lot of work and heart into this. It gives you a lot of what you need when you're creating a visual novel. If you don't know where to start and it's kind of intimidating, it also kind of gives you a basic code template. So if you see here, it tells you to use straight quotes, it tells you if you're using RenPy, and it tells you basic format of RenPy. So feel free to poke into that. I have community copies of it, as I do with all of our games at Toadhouse Games, as well as my own personal stuff. And if you purchase it, that adds to the community pile. But this is just another alternative. If you're really lost and you're really passionate about making a visual novel and you don't know what to do, download Scrivener free trial, get a copy of my template for visual novels, either from the community pile or otherwise, and play around with that, pop it into RenPy, see what you can do. And I promise you, you'll be making games before you know it. So you did it. You've downloaded RenPy, you have some sort of a word processor, because I remember Adam doesn't have spell checker, so it's good to use Google Docs or something. Scrivener, what have you. You've gotten a tour of RenPy. It's not so scary. You have everything installed, and you can start messing around with the question and editing the question game and getting your feet wet in RenPy. And honestly, from there, you can create very simple but good visual novels with basic branching dialogues. In the future, I'll go over flags and how to make your choices matter and more complicated things, but for now, I hope this was robust enough to get you started. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Twitter or email teamtoadhouse@gmail.com. I'll do my best. I do get a lot of emails and messages, so forgive me if I miss yours, but I'll do my best to answer them. If not, there's always the subreddits, the forums. A lot of people love RenPy, and there's a lot of people more than willing to help. I'm just one of them. So please have fun with it. I can't wait to play your game. And let us know what you're creating in the Toadhouse Discord. I'll leave a link below to join, but we have a great game dev community in there. Post what you're making, ask questions there. There's a ton of us using RenPy in there, and a ton of us more that know Python. We hope to see you in there. Bye, Toads!